Marvin Jones Sr. was part of this class that was just announced of, I believe, 78 nominees for the College Football Hall of Fame. His son, legacy Florida State, possibility of him coming to Coral Gables.
I mean, I'm going to work for it. We're going to try. Marvin Jones Sr. is from Miami or the South Florida area, went up to Florida State, moved back down here because who wants to live in Tallahassee? But yeah, Marvin Jones Jr. is one of the best players that you'll find, especially at the defensive end position. He is one of a multitude of elite talents who are now at American Heritage and Plantation. That's your, just name your guys. Tarvis McFadden, Pat Surtain Jr., both the Wilson brothers, Quincy and Marco. I mean, the list goes on and on. Nessa Silvera was out there. Isaiah Joystick McKenzie, Sony Michelle. I mean, once American Heritage decided to become American Heritage, which was really like, so Miramar won the state championship in 2009. We got Ryan Williams to transfer over from American Heritage that year. So really about that 10-11 time when American Heritage decided that they were going to go all in, it's been a movie on the football field. It's been just absolutely incredible levels of talent from there. And in that group currently is Marvin Jones Jr. There's a chance. We'll see. But again, there's so many elite defensive ends down here. This year is the year of the edge rusher in South Florida. Next cycle, 2023, all about wide receivers. Because there's a multitude of really all-American level, like 6'1", 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", like not even your usual, pint-sized slot receiver guys. No, you're big A1 X receiver superstar guys. There's a bunch of them down here next year at wide receiver. But this year is about defensive end or edge rusher. So Marvin Jones is on that list, and we'll see which ones Miami really prioritizes and pushes for and has the connection with. And I think that will tell the story, but also when you have a guy of Marvin Jones Jr.'s caliber with his name, so already there's the barrier for entry. If you hear somebody who's, coach's age, like, oh, Marvin Jones, if you're talking to a casual fan, right, I'm 40 years old this August, right? Say, oh, Marvin Jones recruit. Say, Marvin Jones, Florida State, played for the that's going to be the reaction. So you already have a name brand because of the name. So a lot of teams are going to go after him because he's not your Leonard Taylor, right? Who ended up as a 5-star best player in the state of Florida, top 10 overall, top 3, I want to say, ended up at 247 rankings at the end of the cycle. But Leonard Taylor isn't Warren Sapp Jr. You know what I mean? So, yeah, he got there, but it wasn't like I'm looking at him. I remember when Pat Surtain Jr. was in 7th grade going to South Florida Express stuff because his dad coached out there. And it's like, oh, that's Lil Pat. Oh, okay, cool. I already know. And with Marvin Jones, you already know that as well. So Miami and everybody else in America is going to go after him, and we'll see. But there's definitely a chance. We just have to continue down the path.
One of my best friends lives in the Daytona Beach area, and I would say roughly 10 years ago, he didn't get a chance to coach this particular kid, but there was a kid in their league that they would compete against on a regular basis in this baseball league that was Ken Griffey Jr.'s son. So you can imagine everybody's looking at it's Ken Griffey Jr.'s son playing baseball. So you're going to be on high alert just to see.
It's probably travel ball with the names on the back. So, it was Ken Griffey the third. But, it went by Trey because, number 3. But, yeah, even as you see the kids run out there, like, Griffey 24. Whoa! It's one of those things. So, you have that name brand kind of association with Marvin Jones Jr. as well.